Hey, welcome to Broken World Entertainment. The Woman King has come out. And unfortunately, black Americans, African Americans, have started to actually do their research and went, oh, hell no to this. So, Bound into Comics did a review. I won't read the whole review. I'll just read the first part they put in because it tells you everything you need to know. So, their headline for it is The Woman King Review, a fantasy that runs from the truth. What do you call a film which touts itself as a historical epic but omits key details in order to avoid telling the truth? Most people will call it fantasy, but Hollywood calls it The Woman King. Ooh. Amazingly though, over on Rotten Tomatoes, absolute trash shill site, critics score has it standing at 95%, while audience scores is a whopping 99%. I call bullshit on that, because a hashtag had begun, which was hashtag Boycott Woman King. Why? Because black people actually started to research. They saw people calling it out and went, what's the big deal? What are they going on about? And looked it up and went, oh no. So here's one on Twitter that said, my people, we have no reason to support this film. Let it fail. They're not our heroes, they're the villains. Because these people were the biggest part of the slave trade. Like, that's who they are. There's no going around that and avoiding it. Here's another woman. By the way, that person was black. Here's another black woman here called Tony. She says, Tactic 1, a movie about African slave traders, is black girl magic. Tactic 2, if you don't see the movie, you don't like black women. Tactic 3, declare the movie a success for taking in a projected 18 million opening weekend when it took 50 million to make. And that is one of the biggest problems here. So, come today, Monday, the movie has made $19 million domestically. And amazingly, exactly 19 million. Not 19 million and $1, not 19.5, bang on 19 million. They're declaring it a whopping success. Oh, it smashed our projection and everything. The film cost 50 million to make. Cost 50 million to make. It's going to have to make at least 125 million to break even. And I don't think there's much demand for this side of the world. But it's okay because Rotten Tomatoes loves it. But Twitter doesn't. Like, it's boycott this movie. They, of course, did the narrative of if you don't see the movie, you don't support the narrative of black women being able to lead a movie. You were slave traders, the biggest slave traders. Their king was called the Slave King. When he died, the tribe executed 800 people through beheadings in honor of him. 800 slaves, by the way. He pleaded with England. He pleaded with the crown to allow him to continue the slave trade. And they went, no. They tried to fight off the French. The French just went like, yeah, this is bang over. And the French went in and just eradicated them. But they're portraying them as the heroes. From what I heard, they do touch on a bit of the slavery, but not to the extent of what the actual history is. But Twitter's gone mad. One of them on Twitter even said there's no way he could in good conscience go and see this film and put down 12 years a slave is one thing, 12 years as slave trader is a hell no. So Viola Davis is out there spreading all her crap. Oh, you reinforce this narrative, blah, blah, blah. It's like you are playing the reason that half of black America is there. The people whose ancestors were slaves. Which isn't all of them, by the way. Even though they'd like to think that it is. But the fact that they're trying to convince these people to go and see a movie that is about the people who sold probably their ancestors to the Atlantic slave trade. It's ridiculous. It's imagine making a war movie about Nazi Germany, but portraying them as the good guys. You know, they always say one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. But you kind of know who's right and who's wrong in a lot of these incidents. Taking, excuse me, the Yahtzee army, I have to say, is not what I mean. YouTube doesn't like the other word. But if you made a movie where you were saying, oh no, they were actually the good guys, you know, well, Poland deserved to be invaded. You'd be going, what are you doing? This is the same thing. These were the slave traders. Like sacrificing 800 slaves in honor of their king when he died. Come on, like. But how this movie is a 99% score from audience members, and yet it only made 19 million with a budget of 50. Rotten Tomatoes possibly fiddling with the scores again. Wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, I'll leave it there for this one. Cheers. Catch you in the next one.